How you guys doing? This is Tony here, and this is going to be a gospel piano tutorial. Now, I'm not a perfect musician, and I still have a lot to learn, so if you know more than I do, tell me something, and we can talk together. Anyway, this gospel tutorial is about trying to do the walking bass line. I've seen a lot of tutorials out there, but all of them just feed you the notes. They don't actually tell you what the theory behind it is or what you're actually doing. While I'm not perfect at the theory, let's give it a try. The walk I'm talking about is this. Sometimes this. And sometimes this. That's what I'm talking about, just doing the walk in general. I'm going to show you the basics behind doing the walk. Now first we need some theory. And it's just short theory, just what's called the number system. Let's take a key for example. Let's take A flat. In case you haven't noticed, A flat is a really common key for gospel hymns and things like that. And so we're going to use A flat. Do your A flat major scale. Practice your major scale. You're probably already doing that. And you can do this in any key. You can do it in F, C, any key. I'm just using A flat as an example, but all of the things I'm telling you about this work in A flat and they work in any key. So the first thing we need to do is know the numbers. We need to know what the tonic is. Start at the tonic is the 1. The tonic is what key you're in. We're in A flat, so this is 1. And count up with each note you do in the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, my mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright. So A flat's your 1. B flat is your 2. Then you have C is your 3. So on and so forth. I don't want to insult your intelligence, so I'm just going to go through this quickly. Now that we know what our numbers are, we need to do something that's isolate the major triad. The major triad for A flat, A, C, E flat. And then we need to find the 6th, because before we get to because you have two different types of walking bass lines. You have what is called the arpeggio, which is this. Now, we're going to start with the arpeggio because it's the simpler one, but sometimes doing a lot can get really annoying, so then you need to... So we're going to go over both. Now, what I was saying about isolating the major triad, you find the triad. In this case, it's A, C, A flat, C, and E flat, and then you find the 6th. Which in this case is F. Once you have found your major triad with your added 6th, this actually constitutes a chord. I think it's called the 6th chord, but I could be mistaken. But you play this chord as an arpeggio. An arpeggio is when you play each note, you go one note at a time like this. See what I'm doing? Any key, the most elementary bass line you do is the 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. D flat. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. E flat. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. You get the idea. It's any key you should be able to do that, even in C. 1, 3, 5, 6. 1, 3, 5, 6. And as a side note, this little thing I'm doing, you don't have to do that. You don't have to. You can just go. The thing is, that can get really boring. So I like to throw a little lick in there. And I go. Because I like to fill in the gaps of timing. So that's the first thing. Just work on your arpeggios. And if you can't see because my hand is in the way, I'm doing 1, 3, 5, 6, 5, 1, 3, 5, 6, 5. That's what I'm doing. 1, 3, 5, 6, 5, 1, 3, 5. You get the idea. And like I said, do it in any key. F. I don't like the key of F, so I just did that as an example to let you know what I'm doing applies to any key. So that's your first walking bass line. But sometimes that's not enough, because usually in songs that require this kind of walking bass line, you have sort of a beat going, it's sort of like a fast song. So sometimes doing the 1, 3, 5, 6 a lot gets repetitive and boring. So then you want to vary it up. So now let's talk about the chromatic walk. Chromatic just means you're walking up in half steps. Now, I have actually done this in a few keys, and I've gotten down an exact formula for how to do this. So remember when you were working on your arpeggio, you separated the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 6? Well, here, you just need the 1 and the 3. Find whatever your 1 and your key are, your 1 and your 3 are, and then you will be able to find your walking bass line and transpose it into any key. So here is exactly how you do this. And like I said, I'm working off of A flat because that's what most gospel hymns are in. And this is for like jazzing up hymns or doing gospel shouts or whatever you're doing. So we start at our 1. We find our 3, which is in this case, just do your triad and just take the 5th off and just go to your 3. Now you do something special. You take this 3 and put it an octave down here. So you go 1, and then you find your 3 that's beneath it. Same thing in E flat. 1, find your key your 3 that's beneath it. In C, find your 1 and find your 3 that's beneath it. Just this 3 just down here. And once you have found your 3, you go up in half steps. 1, 3. I'm about to tell you the exact formula. 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, half. So 1, 3. Once you do 3 half steps, you go 1 down to your 3. Then you do 3 half steps up, half, half, half. Then once you get to your 3rd half step, jump up whole. That just doesn't go in there. 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, half. You got it? You could even make a little tune out of it. 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half. 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half. 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, 1. You get the idea. I can't sing very well, so I'm going to stop singing. So, in general, you'll have songs where you end up doing both the walking bass line and the arpeggio. Because the arpeggio only covers 4 bars, whereas the walking bass line does the same thing, but it's more expansive, you want to mix them, because if you do this a lot, that can get boring and excessive. So you want to mix the... You get the idea? You want to mix your arpeggios with your walking bass lines. Now, when it comes to your walking bass line and your arpeggio, one of the things you can do is you start on the tonic, but remember I told you remember when I said find the tonic and then find the 3 that's beneath it? You can do the tonic and the 3 that's above it also, and you get the same result. Watch. 1, 3, whole, 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, 1. And see how I got back up there? So you can do it starting that way. And I know I have fat fingers, so it's hard to see what keys I'm using. That's why I'm calling out numbers, because it's important for you to know what number you're using. Alright, so that covers that. And like I said, you can do it in any key. Watch, E flat, 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, half. Oh, sorry, 1, 3, half, 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 whole, half, half, 1. You get the idea. You can do this in any key. You can even do it in C.